Wow.
All right, beautiful beings, how we doing? It's your man K-Rizz here, and I'm with the one and only Troy Luccketta Sr. here. Just getting done wrapping up about a 14-day recording journey here at Music for the Masses, Made of Stars with Troy Luccketta Jr. We had a wonderful time, and we're knocking out an EP right now. Super excited that we're getting ready to release in 2021. And for the last couple days, we were blessed enough to have Troy stop in, and it's been a pleasure, man. I'm super excited you got to come in, and then more even excited that you got to be a part of this.
Watching the stars as they light up, sparking the fire, feeling the flames. Catch me a wave that I can ride down. We about to find out how far I can make it. Watching the stars as they light up, sparking the fire, feeling the flames.
For those of you who don't know, this is fun for me because I'm younger, and you
are.
I'm a little younger than you, and so it's growing up, hearing of being a rock star, that was the dream, right? For so many of us, is we want to be a rock star,
Don't know that guy.
And what's just cool is that from the music that my parents kind of like were listening to when they were growing up, and so when I grew up, this is what we used to play, and you got to play with these bands and be a part of this whole journey. And so for me, it's so cool to kind of be on this end of it and get to talk to somebody that kind of lived through those moments and got to experience it from that in-depth and in-person point of view. It's not every day you get to talk to somebody who's toured for how many years now?
Well, 35 years with Tesla.
Yeah.
And going back to when my son was born, I recorded my first record with the Eric Martin Band, and that was in 1982. So it kind of started my real professional journey. From 17 to 22, I was playing a lot of clubs, playing a lot of music, and all original bands. Kind of avoided the top 40 scene.
Yeah.
Playing covers, and which is a great scene. But I wanted to be part of a band and be part of the music process, of the creative process.
Yeah, of course.
And sometimes, and we were really blessed because there were so many bands and so many great bands doing the same thing. And as I seen those bands happen, because I was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 1977. I was 17. And I was in Memphis, Tennessee, living. Yeah. Went to go play music there. Come back, and then I started going back and forth to Sunset Strip, Los Angeles, and you had, everybody from Motley Crue, Van Halen, Poison, all those bands were playing. Yeah. So I watched the 80s thing kind of come together, and even when we put our first record out, and we became part of that scene and touring with Def Leppard for the first Hysteria tour for 15 crazy, awesome months. Yeah. Headline, all those arenas were sold out. It was a big jump. Yeah, for sure. And making the jump, and there's a lot of things that happened in that process, but just, I was still kind of stuck in the 70s listening to a lot of the music. So in the 80s, even though we were playing with all these bands, quite honestly, I really wasn't paying a lot of attention
to what was going on
to those bands. I pay more attention to them today. Yeah. And I go back and I listen and I go,
wow, I was a part of that.
Yeah, well,
this happened. And
it was so cool because there was so much great music. And, we were playing in those situations. Yeah. And it wasn't a competitive thing ever. I was just, and I liked those bands. Of course. But I never had really fully appreciated them until later in life.
Of course. Sometimes it takes time to realize.
Yeah, really, because we're in the bubble.
That's it. Yeah. Exactly. In such a massive bubble, in such a fast-paced, high energy, go, 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 go. We talked a little bit about just sacrifice and stuff that you had to make, and I mean, it's everybody has sacrifice in life, no matter what job you pick.
Sure.
You know, and so, but no, it was cool. You know, you sharing some of that sacrifice that you had to give. You know, of course, being on the tour for 15 months. I mean, I've been here for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I miss you guys. You know, I want to see you. And so it's really interesting, and I think it has to change you in a sense. It has to kind of it changes your whole life. You know,
being here with my son and working with you. By the way, the talent here is insane. You're going to be really excited to hear what he's doing.
Thank you.
And I'm blessed to be a part of this process, however I can be, whatever I can contribute.
The good news is, when this song's done, I think you're going to be happy.
I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. I told him, I said, I don't even think this one needs drums, man. I feel like it's set. I don't even want you on it, Papa Luccketta. Stand back, old man. No, he's coming in, man. He don't take no.
It's like Yoda, man. It's like years of Yoda. Yoda is here.
He won't let me not let him on this one. He's all, hey, we need some drums on there.
We need some drums, and we need some bass on that too.
Yeah, the family thing is way cool, but the music. I mean, I really feel, and I'm not just saying this, because I've been watching my son do his thing, and I was telling, my wife, I said, it's interesting. I says, I've worked with a lot of really talented, great people.
Yeah.
I says, and all these projects and these things I'm doing, my son's got me beat. He does. There's no question about what he has.
He's awesome.
What he has built here.
Yep.
And what I've seen, and I really didn't even understand it to the fullest, and now that I'm here, I really get to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's taken it farther than I've taken it.
Yeah.
I mean, and his talent,
his ears,
for what he does, and his ears, and he's so sharp, and he gets it, and he understands what a great chorus and what's missing, and about songwriting.
Yeah.
I know I'ma find my place someday. I know that it's not that far away. Far away.
And so to watch him do what he's doing and take whatever direction I can from
kind
him.
of completes your cycle.
It's
comes coming full circle. Yeah.
And coming back to the sacrifices, that's what was. This is a business of sacrifice, man. It does not cater to families, and I've always said that. And it's so unfortunate because we lost so many years, him and I, this business that we're in has a better chance of destroying a family than keeping a family together. And,
of course.
And the people that survive this business and keep their families, I'm so envious of those people that have been able to do that. And, in spite of my own shortcomings in my life and the things that I've tried to do.
Yeah.
Things happen, and all you can do is learn.
And keep moving forward.
Stay positive.
Yes, sir.
You can't let it in the past. No. And it's really all about today.
It is,
because it's really all we have.
That's all we got.
Tomorrow.
That's right.
Huge sacrifices. Speaking of
on that too, one of the things that I was interested in, I think is super cool about you is the rock and roll scene isn't an easy one on the body and on the mind in those days as well, and lots of just crazy times, and so as we know, there's been a lot of people that have come and it's taken the best of them, and they've substance abuse and all these things, and they weren't able to kind of almost live through that next phase, to look back and to listen and to watch.
Sad.
So it's cool for you, and it's cool for me to get to talk to somebody that's gone through it, been in it, and not that you're not still in it, because we know that I know you still got projects and stuff that you're always going to be on those drum sets, but to be at a different angle and a perspective, and to make it through that time, and now that you've told me 29 years,
Well, 29 years ago I went into rehab, and I was sober 18 months, and I had a relapse, so my sobriety date's the 4th of July, 1993.
Yeah, which was when I was born.
Is that right?
1993?
Yeah.
Not the day, but 1993, baby.
I'm technically 27 years sober, and God bless Troy's mother,
Yeah.
and the family and the kids and my stepchildren and all of us what we went through at the time.
Yeah.
You know, to persevere, and then
It's beautiful to watch. So.
And then, you know, that got through those moments, and I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, this disease affects everybody. It does not discriminate.
Correct.
And with that being said, you know, I was at the top of the mountain. You know, I didn't even know I had an issue with a problem because everybody was partying.
Of course.
You know, a buddy of mine gave me a questionnaire. Am I an addict? And I took it. And I thought I might have had something going on because it didn't seem normal with some of the stuff that was happening. Like, why can't I stop? You know? Yeah. And I was a guy.
When's the last time you slept? I don't know.
The thing about me was I never would touch a drug. Before I played. The problem is, if I got done partying, if I was partying after we got done that night, the next day I'd still be up at 6, getting ready to go on opening on the Lappard thing. At 7:30, our show would start, and I hadn't even been asleep. So it was a horrible
playing
ride.
catch up.
Horrible ride and a horrible experience, and you know, having the opportunity to get sober and change my life. I'm in a great place. I love being sober. I love what I'm doing. I still am very passionate about playing and music. And I'm still a student.
I can back that. He's a lot of fun in the studio. I didn't know, you know, Troy told me, my pops is coming in, and I was like, all right, you know, so I'm all nervous. I'm like, God, I want to meet this guy. I hope he likes what I'm doing. I hope he likes his style. And then I met him, and it was just like his son. It was like we met before, like we've worked together, or we just kind of have that you know, symbiotic kind of thing going on. There's a good chemistry, but you had a lot of fun. You bring a lot of fun to the project.
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment. You know, I've been watching my son. He just went through a surgery, and to watch him go through what he's been going through, the whole time I'd be calling him and talking to him. How you doing? You know, what's going on? What's happening? And we were planning on me coming out here. The kid has never lost a beat. He's the ultimate optimist. Even over me. I mean, I'm the super optimistic guy. But I'm like, this kid wears it even higher than him. He takes it, everything I'm doing. I mean, he's definitely a byproduct of me. There's no question about it.
He is. When I saw you both together,
and that doesn't always, like I told him, I said, that's not always a great thing. But if you can take those things that are great,
pick the good parts of it.
And you can push it up, you know, to that level for existent. I mean, for
example.
Thank you. He's in here and he's pounding, he's hanging stuff up when he should be resting.
That's right.
And is he? No, there he is. He's coming back in. Get out of here. So
we love you, Troy.
Yes, we do.
But
again, you know, just seeing him blossom at this age in his life, and to be so happy with his family, and you know, have this opportunity to really, you know, continue to live his dream. I mean, this is his dream. I mean, the fact that he's like, I know what he can do, and I know how smart he is. He's super intelligent with his work and what he does. And he's so driven. He could be successful at whatever he decides to do.
He's just one of those.
And the fact that he said, Dad, I just want to play this music thing. I've never really given it a 100% to do, and then to come see what he's doing with the artist that he has. Again, I mean, you're going to see.
And it timed out like that for me.
It sounds like a lot of hype, and I get that.
Of course.
But
it's
genuine.
Let the music do the talking.
I like this one.
I like them all.
Yeah.
K-Rizz.
One of my favorite parts about this whole thing is how it come together so organically, and you know, just like coming in here for the first time and working with Troy and kind of feeling him. And I'll never forget, I like start showing him the music, and if it's always, you know, that feeling when you're showing somebody one of your projects, you're just kind of like watching them as they're listening, you know. And so he's like, oh, I like this, and he goes and he runs in the board and he brings out this huge notepad that's this big, you know. And I'm like,
I saw that.
Oh man! And he starts writing down those. He gets right into it. Okay, take me to the bridge. Get me to the chorus. We're going to take that, snip that in half. We're moving this here, and it was like he was just Tom Brady on the field. You know what I mean? Just moving parts around. And I go, I really like this guy. I like this. And it was funny because they didn't even have the full studio set up at this time. You know, this was a couple months ago.
Which I was going to say, with this interview, make sure you take this camera and you show this.
Yeah.
I got
some behind the scene clips that we'll be showing throughout this interview.
This drum set, by the way, it was 1977. My sister Teresa, God bless her, she took me down to Guitar Showcase in San Jose, and when my parents divorced in '73,
it's the rock and roll. That's the original.
She bought those drums for me, you know.
So cool.
And it was my first real awesome drum kit, and now that my son has them, so it's really cool. I was able to.
And they're filling a nice little space here.
They got a great vibe.
They do. So, so moving on, you came out here from Nashville.
I did.
You've been out there for 10 years.
10 years.
As we all know, Nashville, beautiful music scene.
Great music scene.
A lot of amazing musicians. We've kind of talked a little bit about just how awesome these guys. You know how Nashville really is when it comes to the music scene.
Phenomenal.
It's just very
I've learned a lot there.
High. They raise the bar. You know, they raise the bar.
Big time.
And you know, so it's cool that we get to have you out here. And you know, I know it's unfortunate, you know, that we have COVID going on right now, but especially for someone like you, it's like, you know, this whole COVID thing has happened, and for somebody, you were supposed to be on tour, weren't you?
Well, like the rest of the world, we all had work.
Of course.
We were supposed to be out this year with Alice Cooper. We had a really great tour planned, and you know, I mean, you know,
it is what it is.
The thing about this is so unfortunate, and
I was just going to ask, what have you gotten from this?
Well,
and what's, what's
you
it
know,
bringing you?
It's like for every negative, there's a positive.
Correct.
And what I was able to do with this time off, for instance, I mean, another example of me being here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'd be on the road right now.
Yep.
I wouldn't be here.
Yep.
I've been missing so many things. I was able to put my studio together this year.
Yeah.
And just being home. You know, I had my mother's with me, and I had work and things to do to cater to her, my daughter, and so
it gave you the time you needed that you didn't know you needed.
Time, and pulled some things together in my personal life that I wouldn't have been able to do this year. So, and I've learned, quite honestly, that you know, because like my son said to me, Dad, this is the most time we spent together, you know, in 20 years. I said, really? It saddened me to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I don't.
And it seems like 10 months to you almost. You know, it goes so quick.
You know what it is? It's like it's a lifestyle and a business, and for us to make money, we got to be on the road touring and being gone. And it's like, man, I don't want to trade up. I don't want to be out there as long as. The way we were touring, I'm hoping the band at this time. I mean, I can't speak for the band, but. I have no interest in going back to what we used to do.
15 months on the road,
there's none of
non-stop.
that. I mean, even 100 shows a year, man, that's just taking up. That's a lot of shows.
It's a lot of time.
I mean, if we could just, I'd be good with cutting things in half.
Yeah.
I want to be home. I want to be able to come back and forth. I want to see my grandson, and you know, and I want to have this relationship that I've lost.
Yeah, and that was going to be the next question was just kind of like. Coming out of this transitional phase that we were all going through, what is coming, what do you see for the future? What are some goals for you? And I think we can.
I've got plenty of those.
I know you do.
I've got
always working. You got some cool projects. You don't have to talk too much about, but
well, I mean, there's a lot of things happening. I mean, for COVID, right? So I've written my autobiography. Beautiful. I've got it. It's going to come out next year. Brian, our bass player, just put out his. Some of the Milkman, which I encourage people to pick up. I'm sure it's a great read, and he'll have all the Tesla stuff in there. My book is very positive. The negatives focus more on my experiences in my life and my shortcomings.
Yeah.
I don't throw anybody under the bus. I take responsibility for myself and share my story.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So I was able to get that done. I have a program called TroyShowsUp.com, which is me in the schools. I hope to get back to doing that. I've got a small, easy read for the kids, which is a free giveaway for like if I show up and I do a program, they can just download the book for free or they can purchase it.
Beautiful.
So
I love it.
There's that. I don't think we've talked about
that. We didn't. Yeah. We talked a little bit about community.
TroyShowsUp.com.
TroyShowsUp.com.
Yeah, you can check it out. It's a school program that I've been doing.
It's super cool. It's always good to give back.
So I'm doing that, and then musically and professionally, and I've been Right now, believe it or not, I might be part of a new club that's opening up in Nashville. So there's talk and meetings going on with that.
Beautiful.
And,
bringing some new life.
Yeah, and I would be putting all the branding and the music and such together for that. And it's based on rock and roll. And I can't talk a whole lot about it right now, but we'll see what happens with that. Those meetings are continuing. And there's a couple other projects I'm working on. I'm working with some different artists. And I mean, I can go on and on about what
of course.
I'm doing. But
well, I'm happy.
What we do.
That's it. No, it's
we
great.
just work.
That's right.
And I'm still working.
So for one of my fun questions that I had, random questions that I had, I'm going to be dialing in this along for the ride thing. I got some ideas flowing, but yeah, we're just going. I'm glad that we can make this happen. One of my first ones for you, why drums? What was it about the drums? Why did you pick that instrument?
I mean, when I was growing up, my brother and my dad and my mom and, they always had, some friends over, and there was always music being played, and I was always hearing music, and I don't know, man, I just gravitated towards the drums. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I'd always and I'd see a drum set, and I'd be like, and my sister had a party, I remember, and there was a band. I remember sitting right in front of the drummer, basically a room not much bigger than we're in, in the house.
Yeah.
And they had the band set up, and they was playing a song called Born to Be Wild by the band Steppenwolf. And I was sitting there as a young kid, and I just remember waiting for the drum break.
Yeah.
It has a little simple break that goes, plops, plops, plops,
yeah.
pop. And I was like waiting because I knew the song, and I was waiting like, is he going to play it? Is he going to play it? And sure enough, man. And there was a song called Wipeout, which is this old surf song. It was a really cool instrumental song. And so I had some friends that brought me into a garage, and they had a snare drum. And they had me a pair of spoons, and I was probably 10 years old maybe, and handed me a pair of spoons and just looked at me like, we know you want to play drums.
Go ahead,
right?
guys, let's hear it.
And it's just a little drum pattern. So that was and I just got on the snare, and that was it, man. And they lit up, and I lit up, and I was like,
I like this.
This is what I want to do. Whoever knew,
it would come into
I had paper routes. Bought my first set of drums. I'm an addict to the bone, man. I had two paper routes. I got a third paper route. Bought my first set of drums for $55 at a young age.
Yeah,
and I just stayed on that path,
And then you end up going into your career touring with bands such as Motley Crue, Metallica, Journey, Def Leppard, and more.
That's true.
I mean, how cool. How cool.
Yeah, it was, and even, it was just such a great thing that happened looking back. It's funny because those bands and the stuff we were doing, and when we were on tour, all the band guys were jamming all that music on the bus, And
the real shows were on the tour bus,
Well, and I'm jamming Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
I'm just cranking that up, and
Too funny.
I always love the singer-songwriter stuff. So
I love it. Another random question, and this is such a broad question, but I know you got an answer for it because you're good at that. What's your favorite part about music?
I think the way it makes people feel.
Yeah.
What it does for so many of us, and I'm realizing that now because with the COVID thing, I was busy working and doing a lot of stuff, and then life happens, and then you're trying to figure out how to do life, and I just realized recently a guy asked me to come out and play. He had a gig in Murfreesboro, which is by my house, and I just went and sat in, did a sound check, and played his music with him, and kind of got back up there, and it kind of got me back on my drums, and I've been playing all the stuff that we're doing, and I realize what it has done for my soul.
Yeah.
For me as a player, I'm going to always play music,
of course,
and it just reaffirmed, what it does for me, and the power in music, but for people, and just listening to music, and I started
frequency.
Some of these other projects I'm in, I joined this Led Zeppelin tribute thing I'm doing with this gentleman out of Los Angeles, and we're putting that, and I didn't even realize I'd always loved John Bonham, the drummer, but digging into his stuff, he was so much deper than I knew. So I'm still,
there's so much to learn.
It's like uncover, discover, and discard, right? So that's what
Totally.
it is for me. But it's just such a positive thing. You know, music is a wonderful
Yeah.
tool to bring life together. All we need is love, right? All
That's
we
it.
need is music.
And my favorite part is just how it brings people together, and how everybody for that 3 minutes, and if you get to a live show, obviously the full show, but if we'll just say one song for that live 3 minutes, everybody's on the same page, and everybody from all different nationalities and walks of life, and point of views, and ups and downs, and heart struggles, and everything that we go through as people, how you can find sounds and rhythms and things and put those together and create an experience for people to have together and feel alike, and feel, it gives me chills talking about but to feel the same way for one moment, even just to realize we're all go through the same stuff. We're all so different, but we all have such similarities in emotions and feelings. We all have heartbreak. We all have, happiness. We all feel sadness. So, but I think that's what I love about the power, is when you can make people understand that we're part of this all together, and we all feed each other. But realizing that we all are together, I think, is a huge part stepping forward, on a way much bigger level than I think we even understand when we make when we're playing our music to us that we just are in the pocket. We love and we know so well.
It's like, like everything in life, man. There's two sides to that coin.
Yeah.
And we're focused on the positive side,
of course.
And there's the other side,
Yeah.
the dark world of all that stuff. That is unfortunate, but those are, we got to go through what we got to go through, but we got to stay on the right side of that coin.
Yep.
And so the things that I associate myself personally is it's always positive.
Correct.
I just got to.
There's no losses.
No, I just
Yeah.
got to stay on the right side of that. So everything I'm doing when I'm looking at all these other projects and opportunities which are out there for me right now, even with this, I just want to make sure I'm equally yoked with the right people, with the right mindset.
Yeah.
Because I won't do things just for profit.
Of course.
Yeah. It's the price is too big.
100%.
Paid, and I'm not willing to gamble that today.
Yeah.
But those are things growing up. You learn, and as I've written the book, with myself and checking my motives, I've learned.
Of course.
I've learned how
trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that, until I started this journey. But
Yeah.
it's cool.
I love it, man. Well, that's why I just, I had to have you on here, just get to talk to you and pick your mind, and it's been such a pleasure to have you in here and to kind of get these words of wisdom and get to talk to somebody that's in it, because I've been an aspiring singer-songwriter for 10 years and always have been, it's been my dream for so long, and so it's cool to really get it on a personal basis and talk to somebody that it just has good experience and that can give good advice, and so thank you, man, and thanks for being a part of the project. You like the music, yeah?
Well, I more than like.
I don't want to force you into here. You know what I mean?
Well,
No.
I more than like the music, and again, it would sound, if I really poured my heart and soul out to what your music is to me,
Yeah.
and what I really believe about you and what's
Yeah.
going to happen for you.
Yeah.
It might sound biased.
Yeah.
And I get that, but you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you.
I see that. I've learned a lot about you. Who you are, through your music as well.
Thank you.
And
That's what it's
there's
for.
no doubt in my mind. I've been pretty good at calling things over the years. And some of the things I've called for certain friends of mine and people that I've met over the years, they've made the transition.
Yeah.
And I see that transition happening with you,
Wow.
as I do with my son, which is so cool.
And it's all happening right now together.
I'm really excited to see where
I am too.
how
where
this
this
is going
goes.
to play out.
I am too,
Yeah.
Troy. No, it's a pleasure, man. And thanks again for everything. I got to get back to Reno now. Going back to the hometown. We're getting ready for the Make 'Em Smile 2020 toy drive we've been put together. This is our 6th annual toy drive. I'm going to have to go slap some chains on the tires. Head over the hill, but I look forward to seeing you again. It's such a pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing, and I know, like you said, good things are coming.
Yes, good things are coming, and I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Toy drives,
Thank you.
anything you need.
Thank you.
That's man after my own heart.
Yeah.
The man with purpose. And,
That's right. You
God
got to
bless
live with
man.
purpose. Thank you. God bless you
You
too.
have God's favor, absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
see it.
I appreciate
Good
that.
luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Later, guys. Blessings. Hey, blessings and love.
To the water, took a swim. Hold your breath. Down under, it can get overwhelming. Dive turtles into the waves. They can heal you. See your struggles, but feel your pain. May you go away. What the green sand beach will bring you. I know I'ma find my place someday. I know that it's not that far away. Far away.
This.
You like it?
I like it.
It'll be a nice
I
little.
genuinely
Yeah,
like
okay,
that.
cool.
That extra bump it's adding.